This is why 100,000 people came trackside today. They wanted to see this.
Finally.
It's Italian versus Spanish, and you've got to say, of all those two nationalities, it would be these two we really want to see in a dogfight. Elbows out.
No love lost.
On or off track.
Yesterday, really quite bitter accusations.
In the press conference, Marc Marquez could be seen, his brown eyes absolutely looking fearsome. Here he comes again, builds up to the back end of Valentino, going to go the long way round on the brakes, round the outside, down to turn one. Has Valentino got anything on the brakes? He's going to let him roll into the corner. He does manage to push him out wide. Makes the apex. I'm amazed. Look how close that front wheel was to the rear wheel of the Yamaha. Superb stuff from two brilliant motorcycle racers. That bit can't be disputed.
That is the truth, Keith, and we ride with Marquez. He didn't dare leave it to the last lap, did he?
What is this going to be, Jules? We've got 3 3/4 laps to go.
I honestly don't know. I'm just checking back downfield. Paul Espargaro's making those mediums work. Top independent in 5th. Again, Keith, he is having an absolutely brilliant season.
It's a dogfight in Barcelona. We've got Valentino Rossi, superstar, still looking for his 10th world title. Meanwhile, the 23-year-old Marc Marquez coming back with that Honda. They gave him a new exhaust part that seems to be working here in Catalonia, and he's looking as aggressive as Marc Marquez ever looked, making that Honda work. Valentino Rossi, though's no mug. He's going to know what Marquez is going to want to do towards the end of this race. Who's your money on, everybody, at BT Sport MotoGP? Join us and tell us right now who you think is going to win this race.
Marc really bouncing the back end into the corner.
Which he does every lap at that point. Into turn 10, the Honda is an absolute animal. It was through free practice, it was through qualifying, but look how quick he gets back on terms.
It doesn't lose ground, though. It scares me going in.
Only Marc can do it.
Only Marc Marquez can do this, precisely.
Into the chicane. Through the tight part of the chicane, out onto the turn 16, accelerating, short shifting up through the gearbox now. 3 laps to go when they hit the front straight. 0.6 of a mile. In the slipstream will come Marc Marquez behind the M1 Yamaha. Will he look to make the pass again? He's going to have to be good because that Yamaha is very good on the brakes. Look at Valentino Rossi riding the white line, down the front straight, round the outside. Goes Marquez. Is he going to be able to pull it down? Does he make the apex? Yes, he does.
Slow, though.
Doesn't matter. He's got the line here, but here comes Rossi. Is he going to get him on the flip-flop? No, he doesn't. That is such a Valentino Rossi kind of move normally.
Marquez had killed his speed into there. I thought Rossi was back past.
So did Rossi, I think, from the way he was moving.
Mate.
Yeah. Valentino Rossi then hits this next corner in second place. Marc Marquez, can he hold on to the advantage? He's gone early, Jules.
He has. We haven't seen Marc lead for any length of time so far this race.
Watch out for Valentino. Where's this Yamaha better than the Honda?
In the... good question. The Honda seems to work better, or it did yesterday, in the chicane, counterintuitively.
Although I haven't seen Valentino too slow through there, it must
Not
say.
today.
Honda can't hold the line, can it? It's just way away from the apex of the corner. Whether he meant to be out there that time, I've no idea, but certainly looks a little wider to me on some corners. The Honda is certainly a bigger handful than the M1, but Yamaha, here we go, down into turn 10. Does he get close, Valentino? Oh, and again, that's where the Honda is awkward as well. Down into that, what is now nearly a hairpin at turn 10. Through turn 11, onto turn 12. Marc Marquez, it will be 2 laps to go after this chicane. Valentino's not slow in that first part, but this next flip-flop back to bottom gear here. Hard to get down the gearbox. Right then, let's listen, short shift. Both on the throttle so early, picking up the throttle onto here. Has the M1 Yamaha got the pace in the slipstream of Marc Marquez? Pulls to the white line. Valentino Rossi goes to the inside. Turn 1 we go, then on the brakes again. What a duel we've got going on here. Valentino Rossi makes it to the line and the apex and retakes the lead from Marc Marquez. Marquez must do it all again.
And again, that Honda snaked to the apex, making shapes you don't want to see from a racing motorcycle.
What a duel again here in Catalonia. In 2009, it was Lorenzo versus Valentino. Now it is Marc Marquez. And Marc Marquez has got a real struggle in that early part of this lap. A lap and a half to go. What has Marquez got left? He's already done miracles with that Honda.
He has, and leaving big black lines, back wheel spinning out of line. Has he pushed it as far as it will go?
They were in the 48s last time around. Tell you what, these tyres are done better than I thought they were going to do.
Yeah, kudos to Michelin.
Indeed, again, and out wide again is the Honda. That could be it. That could be it. has Valentino Rossi finally broken the Spaniard? It certainly looks to me like he has finally managed to keep that together. Right on the edge was Marc Marquez. It was just a bit too much to ask, perhaps, but I said this too early last time at Mugello. It was Lorenzo who managed to pip Marquez at the Mugello, but this time around it really does look like Valentino has got the motorcycle, has got the tyres to win this Catalan Grand Prix.
Whatever they did overnight, whatever they did this morning for warm-up in that Yamaha pit,
they know. Valentino knows.
It does. It's turned a motorbike around. The Honda looked the better bike yesterday. It doesn't today.
One lap to go then. This is the last lap of the Catalan Grand Prix here at the Circuit de Catalunya, just outside Barcelona. Valentino Rossi leads. Marc Marquez in second place, and surely that is a bridge far too far to gap. It is Valentino Rossi at his best again here in Catalunya. He has so many good memories here, and this surely is going to be one of them after a very, very difficult weekend.
Who'd have thought it? Valentino on his way to his second win of the year. This is astonishing stuff. Astonishing. We've lost the world champion, the world championship leader, through a crash none of his own doing, and we've seen an epic that we've wanted to see since October last year. A proper race between Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez.
Rossi made the adjustments, his team have backed him up brilliantly. Michelin have held together for him as well. It was a difficult race from the point of view that we didn't really know what the outcome could be, but Valentino Rossi has overcome the problems of this week, not emotionally perhaps, but certainly physically out on the racetrack. Marc Marquez has done a brilliant job on a very, very difficult Honda, but there is no way back now for Marc Marquez. It is going to be Valentino Rossi as he rolls down towards turn 10. Just another 4 corners to go for Valentino Rossi to win his 7th race here at Catalunya in the Premier class. Valentino Rossi has the gap on Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez will get 20 points and go back to the top, surely, of the championship. But it is Valentino Rossi who closes right in when the luckless Jorge Lorenzo must now watch his teammate come to the line. Valentino Rossi wins the Grand Prix of Catalunya in absolutely magnificent style. Marquez is second, and coming home third on that softer option tyre will be Danny Pedrosa. So 2 Repsol Hondas in the top 3. Job well done for Honda. And Maverick Viñales, surely, will he make it through? Yes, he does, I'm sure. It's a long way to wait. So Maverick Viñales will come through to take 4th place on the Suzuki. Another great ride from the youngster.
And behind him, the top independent will be Paul Espargaro on the softer tyres. That is magnificent.
Good for Tech 3 and Hervé Poncharal. He too has had a very difficult weekend. Cal Crutchlow comes home in 6th place. Another brave race for him. And Dovizioso, Cal's old team, comes home in 7th place. Bautista on the Aprilia
in 8th ahead of Petrucci and Barbara.
Outstanding. Eugene Laverty, the Ulsterman, will get 13th place. Bradle has come through on that Aprilia, so Aprilia working very well here, Julian.
Yes, Eugene again scores points. That's points in every race for the Northern Irishman, and Tito Rabat gets a point.
Let's go down the pit lane. Silvano Galbachera surely had a hand in that finish by Valentino Rossi. We can find out now.
Silvano, what an unbelievable victory for Valentino. What did you and the team do overnight?
I follow him, so we found something, and this warm up, in the warm up a little bit better setting. But he's a champion. He's him. He tried to control the race to save the tire, and this is Vale.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks, Silvano.
You truly can't write the script. I'm keen. I'm shame our camera is the other side of that front tyre. I was very keen to see what the right-hand side of the tyre looks like as Marc Marquez sits ready to celebrate second place, but retaking the lead in the MotoGP World Championship, which is the all-important part of it. Oh, bit of
That was Yoni being...
Yeah, as again, Yoni's made a bit of a nuisance of himself by the sound of things here today.
Yes. This is the last lap.
Oh,
Yoni
yeah.
definitely making unlapping himself. Maverick just...
fourth place for Maverick anyway, which another good result for Maverick Viñales if you look down the order of things. Le Mans, French Grand Prix third, fourth back in Texas, of course. So Louis Salom again being celebrated, the life of Louis Salom. The flag there, you saw the young man that lost his life here on Friday afternoon in free practice 2 for the Moto 2s. And the 39, well done from Pol Espargaro. Riders respect riders, racing family we call it, hashtag racing family, and that really is, and that includes fans.
That's a spontaneous move, isn't it,
Yep.
from Pol to grab that board?
But everyone feels it.
Absolutely.
So closely.
Lovely stuff, lovely stuff.
Bautista there, bit of a hero.
Number 19 on the Aprilia, that is a cracking job.
Say that again, Jules.
Cracking job.
Not quite the cracking job that this man has achieved
No, no.
today. Valentino Rossi, I'm going to get slated for saying how wonderful he has been today, but I tell you, the save that the team have managed here, and with the bad luck of his teammate Jorge Lorenzo, puts him right back in the hunt there. Look at the championship standings.
He's only 22 points off Marquez
Fantastic.
and only 12 off his teammate.
What a difference a day makes, what a difference a weekend
Yep.
makes. There is the grandstand, and as Julian has said, it's cliched, I know, but
I like a cliche.
every round is a Valentino Rossi round.
Indeed, and I expect Valentino to make up for some of the things he said yesterday which weren't very nice.
He's been able since Sepang last year to put his foot in it quite royally
Yeah.
in press conferences, and Valentino hasn't made... he's already got so many friends, he can probably lose a few of them, but last night you perhaps would have expected something a little bit better from him. But there we go. Let's go down to Parc Ferme.
Congratulations, Lynn Jarvis. Again, Valentino Rossi, when we least expect it, he turned it round. But what I want to talk to you about, and I know what you know I'm going to say, what about the move from Iannone to Lorenzo? I mean, you're the boss here of Yamaha. What's your feeling, and what are you going to do about it?
Well, anyway, firstly, let's focus on the positives. The race win of Valentino today, I think, was stunning, especially after such a difficult Mugello. I think it was justice that he got the win today. So really happy for that. On the other side, I'm appalled by Iannone's move today. He hasn't learnt his lesson from what he did earlier this season, where he took out his own teammate. And I think, this is do or die suicide move on Lorenzo. It's impossible. We have electronic communication now between the pit box and race direction. Immediately after he did that, we sent our message straight up, complaining about dangerous driving. I see from the sign here on the board it's going to be investigated, and I hope finally this time they give him the penalty that he needs to have to teach him a lesson. It's not acceptable to do this sort of thing.
Well, thank you for being so honest with us, Lynn. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is the premier class. This is the number. MotoGP is the top of the tree. It gets no more professional than this paddock, and you can see why Lynn Jarvis is so incredibly frustrated. And I think